Right, Sunday review again. It's the 18th of January. It's the week after the last Sunday review. I'm just going to film this all in one take and answer the same questions I was asked last week. So the first question, how many pieces of content have I posted? Well, other than the Sunday review I posted last week, I haven't posted anything at all. I've filmed 2 videos and they will be getting posted this week. And the plan is to just batch film a bunch of videos, edit them all up, have them ready to post and schedule them for certain days. So I don't have to worry about filming on the day, every single day. I've got a small portfolio built up, not many videos, but a small portfolio. And day by day it gets bigger and bigger. I just need to get my finger out and record more videos and edit them in my free time. Number 2. How many people have I outreached to? Again, same as last week, the answer is 0. One of my goals last week was to sign a client, but if I don't outreach to anybody, I'm not going to sign a client. Not too sure what I expected, but these weeks are going to happen. I'm going to have bad weeks and good weeks. And they're absolutely it's absolutely my choice on whether they're good or bad. Not every week's going to be perfect, but it certainly doesn't have to be like how the last one's been. Question number 3. One area of my life I could improve in. This is something I was thinking about after watching last week's video. I talked about how each week the same point is brought up on this question. I talk about my ability to focus. And while I still believe that's true, that's very necessary to becoming successful, to becoming great, to achieving your goals, you need to be able to focus very well. There's also another dynamic to that answer, and that is the ability to resist. Resist everything going on around you. Resist all of the distractions, all of the vices, all of the easy temptations. Resist everything that drives you away from your main goal. Resist all your comforts. I've talked about it in previous videos about why comfort's the enemy. And it's definitely much easier said than done. There's no two ways about it. I wouldn't be a man if I was perfect, so yeah, the ability to stay away from distractions. I feel as though the ability to focus and the ability to resist distractions are more or less the same thing. But when people talk about focusing, they don't particularly think about that side of it. People think about focusing as in just nailing into one task for a certain period of time. And that's it, that's all it is. They don't think about outside of that focusing time. They don't think about the other 23 hours of the day where you're not focusing on this one task. And I feel like that's just as important. If you can resist, again, like I said, the ability to fall into cheap thrills, temptations, it is going to be much easier to focus. So one area of my life I can improve in is the ability to resist temptation and distractions and cheap thrills. Question number 4. What made me proud this week? Last week, the point, I'm trying to think of what it was I made. I was proud of the way I dealt with the situations I've been put in. But this week's been quite a tame week. I have went to training. I never went 5 days like I said in my last video. I'm not proud of that in any manner, but for the 4 days I did go, I'm very happy with how I performed. My cardio was much better. I was breathing and bringing my heart rate down a lot better. Sparring a lot better. I felt very fresh this week. And it's going to help for the interclub I have coming up at the end of the month, which is in 2 weeks yesterday. I'm proud I went to training. I'm proud because I had things come up as well. Like I said, distractions and temptations, but I stayed away from them and I made it for training. So I'm proud of that. Again, the next step is just to apply that instead of solely to training, applying it to all realms of my life. Question number 5. Did I make the goals? And what are my goals for next week? So, I've more or less talked about my goals from last week. I never achieved either of them. I wanted to train 5 days a week this week, but I only trained 4. And I wanted to sign a client, which may have been a bit big-headed of me. I thought I was going to perform a lot better than I did last week, so. For next week's goals, I'm going to stick with the training goal. I really do want to get in for 5 days a week. Saturday is the day I need to work on. So if I can make Saturday class and make Monday through Thursday, I'll be much happier than I've been this week. And for my other goal, it was something me and my friend were talking about before I come back home. We were talking about how you spend weekends. And I said to my friend, it's an issue I've been struggling with for a long time. When the weekends come, I end up just wasting time, much easier than I do during the week. And I couldn't quite figure it out. But my friend Cody, who's watching this, he said that the reason I tend to just lack in the weekend is the same reason everybody else falls at the weekend. The reason everybody else wastes their time and fails. It's because you're not in routine. It's because you're not getting up at a certain time every morning, like I would Monday through Friday for work. So my goals for next week is to spend, obviously, all my time efficiently, but when the weekend comes, my goal is to get up the same time I would every other day, get up in the shower, go for a run, do something I'd normally do each morning, and once I'm up, spend that time wisely. There's my 2 goals. Goal number 1, make training 5 days a week, and goal number 2, stay in routine on the weekends. Sunday review's over. See you again next week for the next Sunday review.